Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your August 2020 reading. This will be a reading for the second half of August, the last 2 weeks of the month. We have 3 decks that we'll be using today. We'll be using Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. And I have 2 Oracle decks from Kathy Nichols, the Story cards and the Synchronicity cards. So we'll start off with the story cards to get a general feel for what the vibe is, and then we will move into tarot, and then we will go into your synchronicity oracle. I've already smudged and saged and cleansed with my sage stick, and I've got my selenite out. Guides, guardian angels, ascended masters, help me receive messages for my Gemini friends. What do Geminis need to know for the second half of August 2020? Gemini 2020. King. We've got the King card. So this is really good energy, Gemini. You're in a place of control over a lot of things. The Kings, to me, are cards of mastery. We're going to go directly to what Kathy Nichols describes as the meaning of this card in this oracle deck. But traditionally, Kings are masters of their world. They are they're usually a masculine energy, but doesn't always necessarily have to be that. In this particular case, in this oracle deck, Kathy Nichols describes this king as a father, husband, and protector. He is also the king of fertility and conception. So this might mean that the second half of August for you, Gemini, there is someone in your life, a personality, a person, whether it's your and a male energy, father, grandfather, someone that you respect and admire, and they're a big part of the second half of this month. So we'll go a little further and we'll see if we can extract what the meaning of this is in more detail. Guides, guardian angels, ascended masters, please help me to identify the messages that my Gemini tribe need to hear for the month of August 2020, particularly the last 2 weeks of the month. Geminis. Okay, we've got a couple of things popping out here. So we've got the 3 of Swords in the reverse position. We've got the 5 of Wands in the reverse position. We've got the 8 of Pentacles. And we've got the Ace of Swords in the reverse position. So I definitely feel, Geminis, that some type of heartache is coming to an end for you. Perhaps you've been in a period of great sadness, and now that time is coming to a close. Also, there's a lot of conflict surrounding you as well, and that's also coming to an end. So you're going to be feeling some relief in the second half of August, Gemini, and perhaps this is related to the King. So maybe there was a disagreement between you and a father figure, or your father or your husband. Perhaps there was contention between the 2 of you, or maybe you were on the precipice of breaking up with somebody, or perhaps there was some sort of illness with someone that you care about. Perhaps an older personality, an older person in your life, father figure, or someone of that nature being ill and causing you a lot of sadness and pain to see them in pain. And that that energy is now starting to pass. And there may have been conflict within the family, family members, perhaps, going through trauma surrounding this sadness over the king. And that tension might have created a lot of, unnecessary arguing and frustrations, which usually happens to families under a great deal of stress if someone whom they love is ill or in hospice or coming to the end. That it just obviously it's one of the greatest stresses that anyone can experience in their life. So maybe that's the message for you. But remember that this is a general reading for the collective group of Gemini. So this doesn't resonate with everyone, and if it does not resonate with you, please do not take it on and go to another reading. But for part of the Geminis, for some of you, this could involve heartbreak over a breakup, where there was a lot of battling between you and your significant other, and that period is coming to a close because you're going into a period of prosperity, but very, very busy. And I'm going to have to aspect this card because I'm not clear yet, and the message is not coming clear to me yet as to whether this busy work energy is coming in to replace this energy because of something that ended, or whether it's coming in because it's a distraction for what's happening here. So I want to put some cards on that for sure. And then you've got the Ace of Swords, which, as we know, the aces are all about new beginnings. And in this particular instance, we have it in the reverse position. And I think it just simply means that there's a lot of mind machination going on, a lot of overanalyzing, kind of feeling a little bit cloudy in the head, not really maybe wanting to face the truth about something, perhaps. There's just a little murkiness. So now that I'm seeing this card here, I'm tending to think that maybe some of this busyness is in order to distract yourself from something. So let's throw a few more cards on for clarification and see if we cannot get a little more clarity. Okay, so we've got the Page of Pentacles and we've got the Four of Swords. Let me just move this down a little so you can see, and move this up a little. So yeah, I think that you're really stressed out this month, Gemini. Geminis are really in need of a bit of a rest. And in this particular card, I'm being drawn to seeing the heart here, which brings a tie-in for me with these two. I think that you're going from a heartbreak to needing to recover from the heartbreak, needing to rest your spirit. There's a regeneration that needs to happen because of an emotional issue. So I'm definitely picking that up. And then in terms of the Page of Pentacles, I think that pages are a youthful energy. They're also energies about bringing in a message or bringing in news or something new, a new point or a new point of view. And I'm seeing, a connection here with this circular spiral staircase and this single pentacle here that she's holding. And to me, there's just a lot of thinking, a lot of just even as I move my thumbs over and trace the circles, it's like you're going round and round in your mind over something. And even look at even the both female figures in the pictures have their faces in profile. They're not looking at us. So that also, and their eyes are closed. So it's like you are very withdrawn within yourself. You know, again, another kind of indication of not wanting to face the truth. You're looking away from it with your eyes closed, head tilted down, almost like, no, 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 I don't want to accept this. I don't want to take this on. I don't want to look at this too deeply. But even though that's the mask you present on the outside, inside there's all this turmoil, swirling, circular turmoil in your heart, because she's holding this pentacle right over your heart chakra, and in your head. So a lot going on for you emotionally, Gemini. Let's see if there's some advice from Spirit. Some advice on how you can get to experience some of this relief. If there's anything else besides just, you know, self-care and nurturing yourself. If there's another message in there, let's see. Spirit, what advice do you have to my Gemini folk for this situation? Or is there any other insight that you want to give regarding this situation to my Geminis? Okay, let's see. Five of Cups, High Priestess, both in the reverse position. You're blocking, Gemini, something. You're blocking a feeling or an emotion. I think it's a protective measure. I don't get a bad feeling about any of this. Even though you have several reverse cards, I don't see them as bad. I just see them as, you know, the Five of Cups obviously is about sadness and about, you know, focusing on the cup that's spilled. But as you can see, she's holding a cup up right here, or there's this cup behind her that's sparkly and brimming with some kind of fabulousness in it. So when this is in the reverse position, you know, I think you're going to be coming out of a sadness. But it's like you don't want to deal. You just don't want to cope. You know, there are things you don't want to see. So like I said earlier in the reading, for some of you, this may indicate the end of a relationship. For others of you, it may indicate losing somebody that you love, some kind of loss. But it's almost like I get a very, you know, what's so bizarre is that I feel a lot of sadness, but I don't feel there's a peacefulness in this too. Even in all of the swirling energy of the thought processes and the heart chakra and all that, there's an energy of like, you're going to be okay. This is like almost like some sort of rite of passage. And it's just an unpleasant period in your life, but you're going to get through it, Gemini. You're going to get through it. Let's, actually, where do you guys want these? They want this here. And they want this here. Okay, so let's do a synchronicity oracle. And the way Kathy Nichols recommends this sheet, when you get the deck, this synchronicity deck, you get a little die, and you roll the die first, and then that tells you how many cards you need to pull for your message. So you got 2. So I'm gonna shuffle these up, and I'm gonna pull you 2 cards, although one just flipped out, so I feel like actually 2 flipped out. Interesting. I'm gonna take these as well. So you got Shaman and Wisdom, but I want to, Spirit, do I need to take these? Is there more message? Yes. Okay, they want me to take this one, Communication. I've very rarely, okay, not this one. There very rarely do I have so many oracle cards jump out of the deck in a reading. That's very interesting. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna, oops, this one should not be here. Let me just shuffle a little bit more, Gemini. I want to draw 2 cards. I want to draw 2 cards for you. So I'm feeling this one and this one. Okay, so In Tune and Roots. Okay, I'm going to start with this one. This to me definitely clarifies the energy I'm picking up on about the King and about this being the focus of your month, Gemini, that there's somebody in your family. I'm just getting this connection here. Someone in your family. It could be a husband, but it could also be a father figure, a father, grandfather, uncle. And so this is confirming that to me. All this energy and all of these issues are due to something that has to do with your family matter. So I'm going to put the King back, and I'm going to put Roots right next to him. Now you received several cards, so let's go through each one here. So the Shaman card. So the Shaman card, let's see what Kathy Nichols has to say. Kathy has to say about the Shaman card. So the Shaman card, hang on. Where is it? Okay. The grizzly bear has shamanic qualities. He is the valiant healing spirit who brings medicine to his tribe through magic. Yes, so I definitely feel like this family issue has to do with someone being ill or someone going through a very difficult period of recovery. And the energy that you bring to this individual in your life is one of healing energy, of goodness, and of peace. And that's why I think I'm getting that overall peaceful feeling, despite the fact that there is a lot of heaviness in this read, energetically. And then with Wisdom, this is a time of great learning for you, Gemini, on a spiritual, intuitive, deep level. It's like once you pass through this rite of passage, you're going to have sort of a sage-like understanding of certain things. This is being able to see clarity through darkness and finding a guidance by staying calm and focused amidst the unknown. That's the Kathy's definition of this card. So again, there's a very grounded energy coming off of you. You're bringing a lot of peace and healing to other people. Then we've got communication. So I think that, when we saw the Five of Wands before, as I said, I think there might have been a lot of stress from multiple directions. Perhaps just a lot of stress within the family, and communication was really stunted before because everyone was just freaking out. But I think now there's a connection in conversation, a building of new ideas. And so I think that you and other members of your family are going to come together in this second half of August and really be able to pull together as a team. And it's because your communication has gotten better and cleared up. And then finally, you have in tune. And, I think it's interesting that this card came out, considering that you had the High Priestess in the reverse position. But again, you know what I find very interesting about this, Geminis? We have another circle here. You have the circle with the Page of Pentacles, right? And then you had the circle from the Ace of Swords reversed. But when you think about it, if you look at each one of the circles in each image, there's a progression of, this isn't the way they came out in the reading, there's a progression of velocity in these images. So when I look at the Page of Pentacles just statically holding this pentacle in front of her heart chakra, I get a feeling of wanting to block, wanting to protect, and maybe emotional turmoil in that heart chakra region. When I look at the Ace of Swords reverse and I'm seeing this circular staircase with this beam of light, I think of swirling thoughts inside your mind, or going down the rabbit hole, in catastrophic thinking. And also, another thing I want to point out is, as I said before, both women have their faces in profile, turned to the side and their eyes closed. And the two images in this, the two people kissing, it looks obviously as well that they have their eyes closed. So I think that's really interesting too. It, to me, just keeps confirming that there's something you really don't want to look at, but you're aware of it. It's there, you have to face it, but it's unpleasant and you really don't want to. And then to finish off this imagery, so this Ferris wheel, right? Ferris wheels don't go fast. They don't swirl like they don't have the same energy. A Ferris wheel, it goes slow and gives you enough time to sit up at the top and see the bigger picture. So, even within this short 2-month period that we have left in August, I'm seeing you go through a metamorphosis of coping mechanisms. And so whatever it is that you're going through, Gemini, I trust that Spirit has your back and that you will be fine. It may not be something pleasant that you want to necessarily have to go through, but ultimately you're going to be fine. Okay, so that's my reading for you guys for the second half of August. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please like, subscribe, click the little bell so that you can be aware of when I post more videos. I'm trying to pick up a little bit of steam with my channel. I'm fairly new, but I've had a lot of personal things going on, so I haven't been able to be as consistent as I would like, but I'm hoping that in a few months there'll be a little bit more groundedness in my world, and I will be able to be a little bit more reliable in my posts. But still feeling my way through, and I thank you for being patient and as I go through that process and hanging in and tuning in. So have a great rest of August, Gemini. I'll talk to you soon.